All right. So we have a big red day, but technically, if it does not even reach 20-day, this could happen tomorrow almost. If it does not reach, I think this is going to either go sideways or move higher. We'll see where that goes. Nasdaq, as I mentioned today in the Slack, it is in this range for more than a month now. So I mean, this market has been really hard for swing traders. Swing traders who have, let's see, actually, let's talk about one of the stocks. Okay, if you bought, this is a pullback buy. This is a pullback buy. Okay, well, this is how I see a pullback buy to be. It pulls back and it moves above the most recent red candle. So this is where you buy, and this would be your stop loss. Okay, if you do that, if you have done that, you would have stopped out. It even broke below the 50-day, but it bounced back. So swing trades has been really hard right now. I mean, the easiest trades have been long term or day trades. The rest of them has been hard. That's also because anything that breaks out, SMH actually, this was a nice breakout. I thought we are going to get a nice huge move from semis, but look at what happened. AMAT could not move higher. It could not even break. This is one of the top semis. This could not break out. This has been the worst. I mean, in CNBC they were talking about Taiwan semi. This is the biggest semi, and it does not get traction because they say they have some geopolitical problems over there. China and Taiwan and whatever. So hopefully it does not breach this low. So semis, for the market to move higher, the growth to move higher, this is the first thing I see for the semis to get traction. We had such a huge sideways move. I thought it was going to break out and move higher. Again, it came back. Now we have a little bit of support here. This is the only support I think right now. Other than that, the next support is all the way here, this low, and probably this low. But the way the market is, I think it's gonna go sideways or move higher. I still don't know. I mean, I am struggling with it like everybody else. AMD did an amazing move higher. This is actually a nice pullback buy too. That's why I got into some of the options when this was taken out. I got in, but look at the next 2 days. It's nowhere. So what else? Another semi that I own in the long term is ASML. This has been the best one because it broke out here, came back, tested, and it's been moving higher ever since. I mean, every time it comes to 50 or 20 and it's bouncing. So ASML is probably the one to watch. If it starts making new highs, we'll probably see some more traction in semis. And the worst of all is Russell. This explains exactly how bad the market is. Moving sideways for better part of 7 months, at least. So I mean, this whole year, this has been moving sideways. Every time it comes here, tests this high, I expect it to break out. It is not. So unless this breaks out, maybe unless this breaks out, we may not have the broader move higher for the entire market. I'll go to all the sectors. That's communication. Let's look at Facebook. Not much different from Facebook. Financials. Every time I look at financials, this is what you should be looking at. So this is my thought process right now. Whenever, especially any bond, right, it cannot move like a growth stock. So there is a good possibility that this could be the lower high. Or somebody was asking about, Kasi was asking about this. Yeah. So this is a lower high. Okay. How do you know if it's not in a downtrend anymore? This is how you figure out. So this is your lower high. Oh, sorry, this is a higher low, and this is your higher high. So this has to continue. If this thing breaks this low, your uptrend is it's not an uptrend anymore. So this is one of the simplest way to look at if the market is in downtrend or uptrend. Is it making higher highs and higher lows, or is it making lower highs and lower lows? So this is a high, this is a lower high, and this is the next low, and then this is, when compared to this one, this is a lower low, and when compared to this one, this is a lower high. So this is a downtrend. In a downtrend, you see lower highs and lower lows. But here it looks like the trend is changing now. So because it went all the way here, let's see how much it retraced.
KP, TNX, what is it? It doesn't show up on my brokerage account. TNX.
It's a treasury index, 10-year treasury index. It's basically yield. So 10-year yield is 1.258 right now. It says 12.58, but the yield on 10-year treasury is 1.25 right now. And this is the 10-year bond, and this is the index for 10-year yield. So, oh wow, look at that. It came exactly to 61% retracement, and it started bouncing. So there is a good possibility. So now a break above this one would be the first move towards, that would be a smaller confirmation saying that, yeah, the uptrend might be continuing. So, but it has to break above this 1.382 or 13.82 for confirmation right now. We are talking about XLF, right? So for anytime I want to trade XLF or any banks, TNX is the one that I want, that I would go to see how the rates are doing right now. And industrials, actually industrial XLI looks okay, but CAT hasn't done so well yet. And this is a huge move lower. I'm still in these options. Deere is doing better. URI is probably, United Rentals is probably a much better one because it broke out, it came back, and it bounced off of this trend line. If it breaks this 354 level, that would be encouraging. XLB, yeah.
No, go ahead. No, after you're done.
No, I'm going to continue all. Ask your question.
No, the XBI, right? BIOS. So how is BIOS index looking in terms? I feel that XBI is a good spot to start a position.
XBI isn't actually IBB. I was in IBB for a few days. IBB is much better looking right now. Oh, went up a lot today. I think XBI has region run, right? I'm not sure if mRNA is part of IBB or XBI. But anyway, the XBI is, I think this is small cap biotech, and IBB is the big cap biotech. But this one looks much better than your XBI. I would probably go check, their what constitutes XBI, but XBI is probably much better than buying. IBB is better than XBI.
Okay. And then you also said Apple has a breakout. So actually, I added some Apple in my long term today.
Yeah.
So what are the next levels for Apple? Like, it's not, as you said, I'm trying to do a swing trades, but it's not giving me an opportunity to pull good money out of the swing trades.
Well, this year, I think until we have, well, what I have been saying, and it has been the same way since the start of the year, because we had such a huge move from what is that 50 to 140 or 138. It's digesting. I mean, this is a much better digestion than you would expect. The digestion would be more like Tesla, how it's trading right now, after a huge move. This could move sideways for 2-3 years, who knows? That happened last time. It went up for, no, actually it was about 18 months or 2 years, I think, last time for Tesla. This move. Yeah, I think this is the one. It could move sideways, but that's 2.5 years of sideways move. Actually, when is that? June to December. Yeah, almost 1.5 years. No, actually 2.5 years. So yeah, I mean, this could happen again for Tesla, but that could be that is the status of the market right now. Because of this huge move, this move is being digested right now. And the same thing with Amazon. Amazon actually isn't looking so good right now. But I think by the next time, by the next EPS, this will probably improve much better. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah, that's a huge move, and it's moving sideways. That's it.
So did it break any
Suppose? No, not really. But the thing is, see, there in trading, right? There are two kinds. There are two kinds of risks. One is opportunity cost. I mean, if this could stay here for a longer period of time, anytime you see such a big move lower, this could move sideways for a longer period of time. I believe we will probably have much better trades that are breaking out. What one, I mean, I have seen market this way for many years. What I mean is, I see Amazon at 320. Now I know it has been to 3,700. So I should be thinking that, this is where it's going, right? I mean, at some point, even if it takes 1 year or 2 years. But look at this stock, right? Would you think that this would, can you imagine that this thing could move so fast? In how many days is that? Less than a month, it went from 215 to 287. But this is where all the money comes to, not in the stocks that have gone down. That's what I've been trying to say. So it's better to look for the ones that are breaking out, or rather than putting your money in the ones that are breaking down. Generally, when the market is at highs, I would want to find the ones that are doing really well in the market. But yeah, Amazon right now.
is 3210 is a 200-day moving average?
No, it's not. Actually, I don't have 200 a year. I don't have 200 a year. Let's see what it is. Nope, it's below 200. Broke 200. But again, see, one way to look at if 200-day matters or not, look at here, 200-day broken, came back, broken, came back. It means that 200-day does not have a lot of value when you are trading Amazon. So whenever it did in its history, if it ever actually cared about 200-day, I would care about 200-day. Well, I mean, if you would have sold here because it broke the 200-day, it bounced right away, right?
Mhm.
That could happen again. Who knows?
But 30 to 10 is a big support.
It's not actually. Oh, what I did is I wanted to see if it break. If I think I did this yesterday, but I wanted to see if it bounces here from here, where would it go? This is I mean, I do a lot of ratio spreads, right? This is what helps me figure out, where to buy the ratio spreads. I would probably do a ratio spread at 35.50 or probably 3600, because I would expect that even if it goes all the way there, it will probably stop there and come back and test this 34.91 or 34.25. So this is where I would probably sell my upper strike for calls. I mean, but yeah, this 32.10 does not have any significance, right? Not right now. I would think.
Yeah, I tried to close that ratio spread, the 31.90, right? It was too volatile. Depending on
Well,
like
the
even
thing
a min.
is, you just put it and let it execute for you. These things will take time sometimes. I mean, when you are
KP,
closing, especially. Yeah, good.
is this the ovals that you have, right? Are these like higher highs?
Over here.
Yeah. So you have two white ovals, right?
No.
Are these,
I was just saying, the 200-day moving average. This pink line is the 200-day moving average. It does not have any value right now. I mean, it never cared about 200-day.
and then when you say you had back ratio, sold back ratio, bought back ratio, can you explain me what does a back ratio, buying and selling? All I know is I have done so far is vertical calls and vertical puts. But
Actually,
what is a back ratio?
Kashi, we have one webinar, a whole webinar on just back ratios. It's on, let's see. It's in the webinar channel on July 13th.
Okay, I'll take a look. I joined only recently, so
yeah, I know. So yeah, this is. I've watched the video and then we can talk about it.
okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah, that's about. I don't know. I mean, Amazon is really weak. Amazon and Tesla, they are actually the best money makers for me this year, but still they are the worst movers for the year.
How is Apple looking, KP?
Apple looks amazing right now. I mean, it broke out yesterday. I mean, market is a little. So this is how I see Apple right now.
What do you expect the target? I mean, it's all-time high, of course.
Well, my
Yes.
target levels are 162 and 173.
162. Okay.
So it's based on these pips. Let me remove this. It's picture of some of them. This pattern looks so great. And this could be this is my first. I want to see how Apple would behave at this trend line, which is about 154, if that's broken. But I mean, overall, Apple looks amazing because you see, this is a nice cup, not a perfect cup, but This is a cup and a handle. And anytime the handle is above the start of the cup,
Okay,
that is really bullish.
got it.
So, and also this is your handle, right? And recently it broke out. And this reversal, this is an amazing reversal. I mean, all the buyers, see, you don't see buyers coming at the top of the price level, but they came back yesterday. You know, that's a huge move for Apple.
Mhm.
Some big institution is buying it. This whole move can only be done with, you know, by a big institution. So that's why I think this is if market doesn't go down,
And
this
also,
will
like, I
go
was,
so much
yeah,
higher.
I was reading somewhere rumor or news that Apple Watch wanted to measure the diabetes and all other stuff as well. So I don't know if that
Oh,
adds up.
yeah. Yeah, could be. I mean, again, when this thing goes to, as I said, 160 or 170, or probably over 160, then CNBC will be talking about why it moved so much. That happens all the time. So the best thing to do is follow the price and get in, and we will figure out why it happened later.
It was strong today, actually, even at 150, right? It didn't get down below 149
Yes,
something.
that's correct.
It was very strong. And
that's
so is Microsoft also.
That's Microsoft already broke out. I mean, this broke out yesterday, right? Microsoft broke out on Friday. This is a nice handle too. I mean, I don't know if it's even a cup or not, but look at that congestion. When you have this kind of congestion at the top of the price, it means it's going much higher. It works both ways. So let's say if a stock goes down and moves sideways, it means there is more chances that it's going to go lower. And when a stock goes higher and moves sideways, there is a higher probability that the stock is going to move higher. Because if you think about it, what's happening in terms of buyers and sellers, here, because it's at the top, some people wants to sell to take profits, but there is so much buying pressure. There are enough buyers to take or handle all that selling. So if you think about that, I mean, there is a huge buying pressure for Microsoft and Apple right now. I mean, Microsoft looks so much better than, they're almost the same, but this started much earlier. So I like Microsoft and Apple, both of them.
And what about DOSes? I added today at around 80, 81, 82, and it came down, pulled back a little bit. So does it make sense to
this is
load up?
definitely not encouraging. See, well, on a daily chart, this looks amazing because it moved from 53 to 83. That's 60% maybe. After a 60% move, it's actually moving sideways. That is bullish. That's why whenever the days range or the average true range, so average true range is 6.31, right? And the price is about $75. That's almost 8%. So the average move for this stock is 8%. Okay. So for a stock that moves 8% every day, I want my position to be smaller so that gives me enough leeway to stay with it longer. That's why I have smaller positions on the ones that have higher volatility or bigger moves. But yeah, I mean, this on a daily basis, this looks still amazing. I was watching this yesterday. This was my trend line. I don't think we need the extended section. That was my trend line. And it broke yesterday. And today that's what I saw, and I'm like, this look excuse me, this look really interesting for me. Even on an hourly chart, this still looks good. The only problem is that we see it going down 5% or a move from 84 to 74. That's $10 in a day. It looks much bigger, and if you have your regular position, your P&L will go, up and down. So that's why to have a better handle on or giving it more time for it to work, or more price or more stop loss for it to work, it's better for stocks like this to have it as a smaller position. That's what I do.
Yeah, I went only 1/3 in that, but it pulled back. So if it pulls back further, right?
Well, we'll see what
Uh,
happens tomorrow. I mean, it did not even break this low. So if it breaks this low, I'll be a little worried. Actually, I mean, the market did well. I mean, today. So I expected it to bounce. It did not bounce at all. It did not
and
bounce at all.
so is SC. I mean, SC is very strong. I think it's just pulling back because of the market, but it's very, very strong.
Well, I mean, we had earnings today, right? So it went up because of the earnings today. I posted the earnings. See, okay, when the stock is moving, and if it has a much bigger move with high volume, let me show you the volume. That's big, really big volume. I mean, look at the last time we had this kind of volume, positive volume. It's 527. That's 2.5 months ago. So, and whenever you have new information, market would react to it. You guys can see the market smith, right? Hello?
Yes, KP.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, so and look at their sales, man. I mean, this is ridiculous sales. Their sales is up 159%. I mean, having 159% of EPS is amazing. Sales going up 159%, it's ridiculous. I mean, this could go much better. I mean, I've been in SC for a long time. I mean, if there is a pullback, I'll probably have to add back to my long term, which I got rid of, I think on this day. I got rid of it. I'm worrying about, what's happening with Chinese stocks, and I thought it was moving into this. This is from Singapore, but I guess I'll probably add this again to my long term.
Speaking of China, KP, what do you see? I know Chinese market has come down because of some crackdown on Hong Kong stocks, maybe the political issue to
Yeah.
bring Hong Kong down a little bit, right? To get under the fully control, like financially impacted. But if you want to look at long term, right, I'm considering to see if I can add KWEB, which is an ETF for Chinese stock. So what do you suggest on that aspect to just to be on safe side, right? KWEB has a lot of pullback.
So the first thing to do is to figure out if there is a higher or not. So that's your last guy, right? So it has to break at least it has to break 52. The thing is, when stocks are moving lower, how about this scenario? Let's say if we have a correction here in the United States, what do you think is going to happen to the Chinese stocks? It's going to go down furthermore. They will. There won't be any other choice. So that's why it's always better to start your position when the downtrend is, when you know that the downtrend is down. Look at the 20-day. It's downtrending. This is another easier way to see. 50-day is moving lower, and 200-day is also moving lower. I mean, even the long-term investors are worried right now if the 200-day is moving lower. Okay, I mean, I'm talking about people who keep it for 5, 6, or 7 years or 10 years. They are worried too. This is not down because of the short-term traders at all. This is down because of the long-term investors. They are dumping it really fast. Let's check out the volume. That might give us a clue. Look at that. That's horrible. Look at that. That's horrible. You don't want to see that. You don't want to even look at it anymore. Again, this is what I've been saying. It's not like we don't have other stocks, right? I mean, it's better to buy the ones that are moving higher. I mean, my thought process about this is, let's say if you buy it here, right? KWeb.
Basically, you're saying follow the money.
Yes, of course. Not just that. I mean, yes, of course you have to follow the money. Not just that, but the thing is, let's say you buy it here, right? Market doesn't know that you bought, right? So the trend is going to continue. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are buying this one. I think this could probably go all the way down to 36. So actually this 45.50 would have held, should have held, which it did not, which is horrible for the Chinese market.
KP, what do you think of Textron?
Turn down a little today.
Yeah, I
That's-
couldn't sell yesterday, so
Well, I mean, if you, again, I don't know how, what kind of time frame you have, but as long as it stays about at 70, 68, I think you're good.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the purchase price. So
Yeah, that's where we got, yeah. But the thing is, let me tell you something. I actually wanted to keep Textron for a while, but there were other good opportunities. See, look at this one. This moved really slowly. I sold right here, 289. Look at where it is right now.
yeah,
This thing was moving slower too. It moves slower even today. It moved 0.67%, but it's moving up every day. But it's not just this one. I mean, most of the stocks, most of the medical, what was that? Oh. Most of these stocks are moving that way. Medical devices stocks are moving this way. And today, ISRG, right? This was a good place to buy, but this one looks good. This could move the same way the DHR did. So I bought some options and I sold it here and I'm done. If only I have bought stock, I would have probably waited for a while. All right. Where are we? XLV, yeah, XLV is the best sector right now. I mean, even today, Pfizer is up huge. It broke out right here. For actually, this is the pivot.
do you have XLV? I thought we were like traded sometime and then we.
I don't. This was the place to buy Pfizer. But the thing is, I mean, this is only happening this year. I mean, I never bought Pfizer, Merck, or any of these because I have always traded growth stocks. This year, growth stocks really suck big time. Look at our trade. Horrible, horrible chart.
See, the problem with ARK funds, right? She gives out all her trades and people are front loading.
I
So it's
don't.
all-
I don't think that would be the reason. I mean, look at this one. FFTY. That's IBD 50. They change it every week based on how the market. This is the 50 top 50 growth stocks, which they change every week. Look at that. That looks horrible. So you wouldn't have made any money this year.
Right. So actually, what is working? There is a ETF called Momentum. I don't know whether you're following. That's really working well. And it's purely based on technicals. For example, Moderna got added and that became like a rocket ship. So this
Yeah.
ETF is really working.
I'm sure most of the move could be just because of Moderna. Because
But look
Moderna,
at it was 130 and now it's like
130,
in the
not this year, right? It's not this
like March lows.
March close is 148 or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So take a look at this KP. I think they disclose what they have.
Yeah.
So this could be, something we could trade more often.
I'll actually, let me add it right away. If I add it, I will track it. Next one is XLY. I mean, Amazon is in it. Actually, this looks better than Amazon. XLP, this is doing good right now. See, you don't want to see staples and utilities moving higher. Okay, if they are moving higher, that's not good for the growth at all, because these are defensive sectors. When money is moving towards, I'm sure Costco is doing great. Yeah.
Yeah, Costco, Target, Walmart, all
Yeah.
are doing
Yep.
near 52-week high.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I mean, see, any time you see these move higher, it's better to pare back a little on the growth sector. XLRE. This is the REITs. Well, I don't really trade REITs, but somebody who wants the dividend based portfolio, REITs is probably a good place, and REITs will probably perform for another 2 or 3 years because of the low interest rates. And that's the reason why utilities are doing great right now. XLK. I think 40% of XLK is just Microsoft and Apple. So you could probably just buy those two instead of this one. Energy lost its move totally. I don't know what happened. Everybody was saying that energy should do amazingly well this year, but I guess
But
by the time we knew about it. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it at support level, KP, XLE and OIH?
Well, I mean, it's not an uptrend anymore, right? So this would probably be your pivot, probably a buy above 50, 38, 50, 50 maybe. See, if it breaks this level, this could go down a lot.
Well, 46.
Yeah, if it breaks that 46 level, this could go down all the way to 36, or what is that, 35.7.
XLE is what, technology?
No, energy. XLE is energy.
Yeah, energy. I believe that it's bound to go down with this electrification by the goal also, right? The usage of all the consumption will go down unless there is a war.
Well, I mean, the crude is not doing great. I mean, see, the reason crude went up is because everybody thought inflation. Now look at TNX. I mean, yields are going down. There is no inflation here. I mean, in this when is that? January to March 30th. Let's look at what happened at that time for crude. Oh, this one started going down before the interest rates went down. So yeah, the bigger move happened right here.
No, see, the problem is the delta, right? Because of that, international travel is pretty much not happening. And international travel is the one consumes a lot of oil. So now I think energy is done for another few months, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, I mean, market says that, there is no inflation right now. So until we see that XLE breaking above 50, 52, or let's look at crude is probably a direct indicator of it too, rather than XLE. Actually, talking about the energy stocks, I was reading that many of these energy companies are investing in solar right now. Just so you know. So I mean, they some of them will transform. They may not just stick with the conventional energy. They might move. They might change their business model.
Yeah, they are also investing in hydrogen, right? So,
Yep.
can you look at this company, KP? Fang.
Yeah, it won't do any good. If this thing is, if energy is down, FANG is not going to do good either, right? I mean, so
But somehow this company is doing exceptionally well compared to,
not in the stock price, right? I mean, the stock price is down.
yeah.
That's almost more than 30%. Yeah, around 30% down, and it's breaking all its support levels.
Wait, there's a ETF called FANG.
No, it's not an ETF. It's a Diamondback Energy. So it's a stock.
So, JP, how about Moderna? I mean, it went a lot down and then started coming back up today.
Yeah, well, yeah, somebody was asking about it today. So my thought process is, I mean, I was saying this 355 would be the support, and see, this could be, I mean, I mean, we could always attribute it to the news saying that they are getting booster. Everybody's going to get boosters 8 months after they get their first vaccination. That's what the White House is saying. White House is saying that everybody who got vaccination after 8 months, they should get a booster shot. That's what they're saying. But my thought process is, it came down 50% of this huge move. So there are two ways this could happen. This could probably go test this one, test 497, could be a double top, come back, or we could probably move to 441, okay, and come down. If it goes to 441, that will be your lower high and probably move lower. So you still have the 10%, if it goes there. So it still needs to break that. I mean, this is where it got rejected twice. So that 406 is probably more important. But I mean, it's not very far. It's only a few bucks. So that could happen.
Got it.
So again, it doesn't have to go all the way higher or break these highs. For us, 10% is a lot. It moves from here to here. This could happen in a day, and you make that money or trim some, and the rest you can put it as break even. If we are lucky, this will break. This will break out of this 441, and it could go to 497. And if things get worse, and every time you get this information, like last time when this happened, I think maybe on this day, I guess, one of these days, Australia, the Moderna got permission to sell their drug in Australia. So it's not over. I mean, I don't know how much percentage of the world population is vaccinated yet, but again, the price says this could. I mean, my expectation of the price is this could move, make a lower high, or probably test the highs, or break out to new highs. Who knows? I mean, I bought Moderna when it broke out of here. And after it moved for a couple of days, I got out and I felt stupid. This is where 280s, and look at it. It went all the way to 500. So every time you expect something would happen, That's why, I always tell myself, let's see what happens the next day. That's the only way. And today, while the market was going down, and I thought this was too steep, I wasn't sure if it would break this, the high. I got out. Look at that. It's up 3.4% today. And this one looks parabolic. And whenever there's a parabolic move, the move will only get bigger at the end. So
What do they make? What company is this, KP?
this is an IT services company. We traded this 2 or 3 times this week. I mean, in the last 10 days or so.
No, I have not.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it after it broke this level, and I got out because of the earnings, and after the earnings, I bought again and I sold it today. Well, let me show you this. I made a list of IT companies. Well, you can just go to the list. Infosys, look at that. Wipro, same. The Globant is another one. And IT services. Okay. Accenture is another one. These we know. These companies we know. And PRFD, this is another one. Look at that. That's a crazy move. Moved from 47 to 107 in this year. This is another one. Huge moves. That's because I don't trade these. I mean, but I'm learning about this now. This is another UK company, software services company. What else we have? CDW. I think this is a company from here. But yeah, some of these services company have done really, really well this year.
KP, how about Snow? What about, I think it's stuck at 275-ish.
Yeah, when is it?
It's consolidating at 275.
Yeah, and there is a possibility that it's waiting for the results. Who knows? But I mean, this is definitely accumulation, no doubt about that. This is all accumulation. So, and whenever you have such a huge overhead like this, any time this thing moves, there will always be sellers. That's why it's moving so slow.
Okay.
But fundamentally, Snow is an amazing company. It probably has one of the best earnings and revenue. Not earnings, but look at the revenue. 120%, 119, 117, 110. They are doubling their revenue every year, which is absolutely amazing. I don't know how long they're going to do that, but until then. But this was a ridiculous parabolic move.
Yeah, during the IPO, right? After the IPO.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is nothing less than a FOMO. I mean, this happened last year. It's not even this year.
Yeah, last year during the IPO. And Palantir, there's another one too. Like it's stuck there.
It looks the same as this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It came out for $10, right? And it went to 45.
Yep.
Yeah, this is all digestion of this entire move.
Yeah. It's the same, like it's stuck between 22 and 25 for quite long. It's testing patience. Almost like 4 months or something. Today
they bought some gold. It doesn't make sense, right, KP?
Yeah, I read about it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why they are buying gold right now.
I mean, that made me, not to touch this company actually.
And I wonder, like, do they have that much money? Like, are they in profits? I thought they were not making profits.
Well, it shows they are. So no, I think it has been a profitable company for a while. Hold on.
No. They are loss-making company only.
Yeah, but they're buying gold.
They just bought $50 million gold. So
That's ridiculous. I mean, it makes sense if they make money. I mean, if they have good profits and they don't know what to do with that.
So this is something I have read about Palantir. What they are doing is they are investing in a lot of smaller growth companies. They are actually investing in it, and those guys are ending up to be these. Those guys are ending up to be the clients of Palantir. I don't know how that works out, but I don't know. I mean, if those companies grow a lot, these guys are going grow with them too.
But isn't that violation of policy or whatever the SEC? I mean, you cannot invest in your own clients, kind of stuff.
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
No, I mean,
no, you can invest. You can
I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's a problem. I mean, the company wouldn't hire Palantir because they have invested in them. I mean, that's a possibility, but yeah. Anyways.
So that means they are not expecting themselves. They are not believing in themselves. Rather, they want to believe on someone else. So they are becoming like an investment bank company, right? Investing in gold, other companies.
Their biggest clients are government agencies.
Yeah.
So they are really trying hard to change that. They want private clients, or the private companies to be clients. If they can achieve that, I mean, this could do really good. But again, that's talking about the technicals. Unless it breaks above. I mean, on this day, when it broke above that 50-day, I liked it. I got in. The next day, I didn't see anything, so I got out for break even. I didn't make any money. But what are you going to do with this? I mean, unless there is a follow through to this price action, this could probably come. This will probably come back to 21, or test this 22 if it breaks the 50-day. So.
And probably, I think they were saying like they might get into crypto as well.
Well, everybody will get into crypto. It's inevitable. I'm telling you, it's inevitable. I mean, I think I have about 45% of my assets in crypto right now. All my assets. So my net worth. I mean, it grew to 45%. I didn't put any money in it. So yeah. But I mean, even now, I don't feel like getting out because I see the institutions coming in, and and the one big change that I have seen from 2017 move to now is there are a lot of projects that are getting a lot of attention, and they are able to raise huge amounts of money. And if you go to that coinmarketcap.com and look at the top 20 projects or cryptos that you see and see what they're doing, it's absolutely amazing. Even Bitcoin, you know what? Let me stop the. If you guys don't have any questions about the stocks, I will stop the recording.